welcome back. Today I want to take you through the next step in taming your baby parrotlet, and that step is moving them into a larger size cage. So I have my little parrotlet, Little Bean here, I just call him Bean for short, and he's already in one of these larger cages. Now this cage is not necessarily the final cage he's going to be in, but the benefit of moving your baby up to a larger cage as you continue in the process of taming them is that it gives them obviously more freedom, more space to play, but it still is small enough that you can continue to have control over your baby to make sure that they're stepping up and they're stepping down on command out of and into the cage. So as you can see with this cage, it's large enough for Bean to hang out in. There's several perches in there. There's toys, there's a food dish on the bottom and a water dish on the side. The thing about this cage, if you're going to use a cage this small, you have to make sure that you have enough time to be constantly taking your baby out. Otherwise, it may prove to be too small and it could trigger behavior problems in your baby. Here's another look at what's in here, and I just cleaned this about 15 minutes ago and he had lunch and it's a mess now already. But as you can see, there is a food dish on the bottom, and parrotlets generally will be fine with having their food on the ground of their cage or on the floor of their cage, because in the wild they are quite comfortable foraging at the bottom on the ground. I tend to prefer the steel water dishes simply because they like to make soup a lot of times, which means they put their food into the water bowl and it gets really gross really quickly. So I find the stainless steel bowls quite easy to clean. And as you can see, Little Bean has a Cuddle Bone, which he's so nicely pooped on for him to chew on. I've got 3 different perches in here. That one, which he's dirtied up already, is a little petty perch. And I've also got some plastic perches in there too. And I've got toys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toys, and a little foot toy for him to play with. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, part of the taming process is ensuring your parrotlet is obeying you and stepping up from the cage and stepping down back into the cage when you give the command. You don't want to let them come out of their cage if you can help it on their own, or go back in. Well, going back in isn't so bad, but ultimately the goal is to reinforce and train them that it's up to you when they go back in the cage and up to you when they come out. So let's try getting him to step up again. Bean, hi, come on, up. Good boy. Oh, you're so smart. What a good little monkey you are. Look at the camera. All right, let's go back in. Ready? Get down. Good boy. Thank you. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and get the other 2 cages set up for the other 2 baby parrotlets. Okay, Bean? We'll see you back in a minute. So I went to the store and I picked up cages that were identical to the one that Bean is in. So these are the trays, the base tray to the cage, and they came collapsed. So they came looking something like this. Of course, it was a little bit neater in the package, but pretty much the bars are collapsed, so I need to set them up. Okay, so this is what it looks like, obviously, when you get this set up to look like this. And they come with this perch. Now, it's a great perch. I don't need to use this because I bought my own perches, so let's go ahead and set this one up, and then we'll start putting the other items into the cages. Okay, so these are the perches I'm going to use. These are readily available in pet stores or other department stores. And essentially it's got this little hinge here, so you just plug it in between the bars, you turn, and you've got your perch in place. So let's go ahead and get these set up. Oh man, you know what I forgot? I forgot the petty perch to go right here. I knew there was something I was forgetting from the store. It's good to get perches of varying size, so definitely gonna have to go back and get another different perch. Oh, so annoyed that I forgot that. How did I do that? These are the little metal bowls that I went out and purchased for these guys. What I really like about these bowls is it has the little frame, or whatever you call this thing, and it just hooks on the side of the cage. So you can easily take the bowl out and put it back in. So I've washed these with a mild dish soap, and we just fill the bowls up. Alrighty. Time to put the little whatchamacallit in place. No, actually, I don't want it there. Let's put it. Oh man. What the heck, man? There we go. Okay, good. And then we'll put the second one in. Same location. And obviously, you know, like, I can switch this up. It doesn't have to look identical to Bean's cage, but just for the sake of the video, I'm making them identical. And put the water in. And put the water in here. Good. Water bowls, check. So now you're going to need to put down your bedding or substrate even. And it really depends on your personal preference for the most part. I really like to use paper towel just because it's easy to clean, it's absorbent, and I really like the white color. Not only can I check and see the status of my bird's poops, which sounds silly, but it's a great way to gauge health, but it also looks clean. You can use newspaper if you like, but for me, I find the printed page to look a little messy. I prefer the crisp look of white bedding. You can also use substrate like pelleted newspapers and other items. Just make sure it's parasite free and it's not small enough, and or your bird is not ingesting it, because the last thing you want is your parrot to start eating the substrate, and it could possibly be dangerous for them. So just keep that in mind. I went out and I bought a few toys for these two little babies, and there's really no right or wrong toy to get for your parrotlet, but there are some things you want to keep in mind. So when you're getting toys for your parrotlet, you want to make sure that they're size appropriate. So that sounds like common sense, but there are a lot of toys on the market that are specifically for budgies, and there's nothing wrong with those toys. They're great toys, but parrotlets in general are more aggressive and they're stronger. Their beaks are stronger than budgies. So if you get them budgie specific toys or those plasticky ones that don't look so sturdy, you may find that your bird can crack the plastic and end up ingesting some, and that would be detrimental to their health, obviously. So you want to try and get toys that are large enough and or sturdy enough that they won't break easily. For example, if you look at this toy here, this toy you could put in a budgie cage, of course, but it's a little bit more sturdy. You see there's metal used, there's wood here, and it's got these bells. And this bell, if you look at it, I don't know if you can see it, some metal bells that you find, they're very flimsy and the bird can chew them off easily and ingest the bell. So this one, for a parrotlet size, is good. They're not going to chew that bell off. So we'll use this as one of the toys in the cage. The other thing you want to be careful of is the toxicity level of your toys. So sometimes some manufacturers may not use ingredients that are safe for parrots. So, sorry, that's my dog. So you want to make sure you're choosing ones that are made from safe ingredients. These are also just some little popsicle sticks that have been dyed with non-toxic food coloring, and they love to use those as foot toys, and they'll bite on them and chew the wood apart, and it's really good to help trim down their beaks. So let's get these into their cages. So now we got the little toys set up in both cages. One other thing I didn't mention is sometimes you'll see in pet stores little Hidey Huts. They're like little huts made of material where the bird can hide in it and sleep. And a lot of times parrotlets will love stuff like that. They love to snuggle, etc. However, just bear in mind, and of course it's your choice, But if you put one of those in the cage with your baby, really at any age, it works against the taming process. And as they age, it can actually trigger hormonal behaviors that will make it a lot harder to handle your parrot, like nipping, cage territorialness, etc., etc. So use at your own caution. Sorry, that doesn't sound right. Use at your own risk. That's what I meant to say. Use at your own risk. Wish I had a matching bowl for the other one. This one is a nice little purple ceramic bowl. There we go. This one is a clear plastic one, which I prefer, but I ran out, so the purple one is gonna have to do. Oh well. Here we have our Cuddle Bones. These are really big Cuddle Bones. I buy them in bulk, and I get the extra large ones because I have larger parrots as well. You can put a smaller one in. You can find them, and the entire Cuddle Bone, it's a little bit longer, like it's not broken in half like this one, and it'll be fine. You can find different clips. You can tie it to the bars however you like, but I really prefer using this type of a clip. They sell plastic ones, and they're fine, but because I use such large Cuddle Bones, it's hard to open the mouth of the clip wide enough to get it around the width of the Cuddle Bone. So I tend to prefer these metal ones, and I also like it because if the birds want to chew on it, it's not as likely to, whoops, it's not as likely to break. So let's put these into the cage. Okay, so that one's hooked. Okay, and we've got this one in place too. Let's check back with Bean. Hi, how are you doing? One thing to note, Cuddle Bones are great. These little guys do not need grit. They are not soft bills, they're hook bills. Soft bills such as finches are the ones that need grit. Parrots do not need it, so don't use it. It can actually do harm to them. Sometimes you'll see packaging that's labeled for hook bills, but it's erroneous packaging, so just something to keep in mind. Okay, we're going back to finish the cages. See you in a minute. Time to fill up the food bowls. What I usually do is, as I reach down into this bag here, I give the parrotlets a mixed diet. I give them pellets. This is an organic brand that I use. Let's fill this bowl up here. And then I also give them seed. I use a good Parrotlet seed mix. Parrots are always going to prefer seeds over pellets. They taste better, and in moderation they can be good. Just bear in mind that they're also at times classified as junk food. You don't want your parrot getting fatty liver disease. There's different schools of thought on whether parrotlets should be fed pellets or seeds. I'll get into that in a different video, but my personal choice, and it's up to you what you do, I mix them. And I've had good success with my parrotlets so far. They'll be getting their fresh food a little bit later in the day. So let's put these, put these back in the cage. Alrighty, 2 ready to go cages, and let me go get the little babies and see what they think. Hi little baby. The sun's going down, it's hard to see ya. Here, let's go in your new cage. Let's see if this guy's gonna be freaked out. He might be. This guy is a little bit flighty. Get down. Good boy. Oh wow, good job. Step up, up, up. This guy is still a little skittish. So let's get him to step up from here. Step up, good boy. That's okay, you still stepped up. Good job. All right, let's put you back in. Ready? Get down. Get down. Good boy. Good job. Hi. Are you ready to go in your new cage? Okay. You gonna step down nice for me? Get down. Get down. Good baby. Oh, good job. Ready to step up? Up, up. Good baby. You're so smart. What a good girl. Hi. Okay, let's try again. Let's step down. Ready? Get down. Good girl. Somebody's already starting to chew on their cuddle bone. This is good news. What are you doing? Are you okay? You're a little freaked out by this, right? That's okay. You've done a good job. Hi, do you like your new cage? You like your new cage? How do you turn your head all the way upside down? Wow, I wish I could do that. No, I don't wish I could do that. Hi Bean, I came back. Are you okay? Alrighty, we got the little guys into their new cages. Thanks for your help. Alright, thanks very much everyone for watching. Tune back later for more videos about how you can tame your parrotlet.